Good afternoon. I hope this Hazel Park news finds you well on this Thursday. First of all, Happy New Year. Thank you for allowing me some time away to spend with my family during the Christmas and New Year's weekends. It was a lovely time to gather, to eat, to rest, to read books, to play outside when it wasn't too frigid. Thank you for allowing me that time. I'm also very aware that in this season, Omicron is increasing our rates of activity with COVID. And what does that mean for us? We have continued to be living in a state of uncertainty for the 2 years, going on 2 years. The constant maneuvering and adjusting and pivoting and trying to establish a routine, and then once the routine is established, having to stop and to start all over again. And here we sit one more time. Please know that your church leadership is monitoring this closely, is constantly talking, is looking at CDC guidelines, trying to figure out how best to manage this for us as a congregation. So I say to you, pay attention, stay alert in case we need to pivot and make adjustments for in-person worship or anything in person, for this is just such a tenuous time. Our primary focus is for people's safety and for your health. And I know that all of us are adults and big people, and we're monitoring that for ourselves and for our kids. And yet sometimes it's just hard with everything that is in front of us. Should we do this? Should we go to the store? Should this be a pickup? Should we do this activity with these friends? And have they been around anybody else? And the constant checking and rechecking. I get it, because Tim and I are constantly monitoring that in our homes, and I suspect you're doing that in your homes, and we're doing that in our church home too. And I'm tired. How about you? So as we move into this new year, 2022, as we take a moment just to think about what we have been able to accomplish in the 2 years that we've been doing COVID stuff, I'm also wondering about what are our positive intentions that we can look forward to in 2022 and beyond. The start of a new year gives us that opportunity to think about something new and vibrant, and also on this epiphany, how we are awaiting with expectation of what is to come. What are some intentions that you hope for this year? What do you accept, and how will you give yourself grace in this year? And I say this to you so that it holds me accountable, for those are the questions that I'm thinking about. My intention for this year is to build resiliency and agency and to give myself some grace. And how about you? In this season of epiphany, of expectation, of wondering, and then with the new year, what this new year holds, in light of everything that's being thrown at us, the uncertainty, the questions, the anxiety, how do we hold that and continue to move on and to move forward and to look back when we need to learn, to take that time to learn what we have gone through and how to apply that to things moving forward? It's something, isn't it? So on this day, my friends, as we look at the beautiful sunshine outside, as we're mindful of this being Epiphany and what happened a year ago today in our nation's capital and the insurrection that occurred, as we're mindful of how COVID continues to move in and through our communities, our families, and how we best care for one another, I will say that being in community matters, even though we seem rather fragmented at this time. And I know that we can't get together to its fullest capacity at this time, but we are so much better together than apart. That if we can continue to find ways to stay connected, even if it's through a card, a phone call, an email, Those are touch points at this point to remind us that we are not alone. And that when God continues to initiate God's presence with us, and when we hear the words from Scripture for this coming Sunday, and the heavens opened, and we are told that we are beloved, and that God is so pleased with us, what a blessing. For you are a blessing, and you are loved and beloved. God's light and presence and light be with you on this day as we continue to move forth together with epiphanies and wonderings and uncertainties, and also grace and love in this season filled with expectation and hope. I hope to see you soon, my friends, and have a wonderful day.